It was never meant to be found. That's what the police report said. That's what the locals believed. And that's what I believed, until I read the diary. My name is Daniel Carter, and what you're about to hear is not a legend, not folklore, and not a creepypasta. This is a real case that happened in Northumberland, England, in the winter of 2009. The case was officially closed. But the truth was buried, quite literally, beneath an abandoned house on the edge of Blackwood Forest. The house that no one bought. The property was listed for sale for almost 12 years. A 3-bedroom Victorian house. Cheap. Too cheap. No electricity issues. No structural damage. No legal disputes. Yet every buyer backed out after a single visit. The reason? It feels watched, they all said. The locals called it Hawthorne House. And no one stayed there after sunset. Why I went there? In 2009, I was a freelance journalist, working on a documentary about abandoned properties with unexplained histories. Hawthorne House was perfect. The official record stated. Last resident disappeared in 1998. Case marked as missing person. No signs of struggle. No body ever found. Her name was Eleanor Whitmore. Age, 34.
Occupation, archiviste.
Marital status, unmarried. No known enemies. She simply vanished. First night inside Hawthorne House. I entered the house just before 6:40 p.m. The air inside was unnaturally cold. Not broken window cold. Not winter cold. It felt like the house itself was breathing. My recorder captured something strange that night. A low rhythmic sound, like someone whispering from inside the walls. At exactly 11:17 p.m., the sound stopped. And that's when I found the door to the basement. The locked door. The basement door wasn't on the house blueprint.
No handle. No queyole.
Just a heavy wooden slab with scratch marks on the inside. Deep ones. As if someone had tried to claw their way out. I should have left. But curiosity has a cost. The diary. Behind a loose floorboard in the master bedroom, I found a leather-bound diary. It belonged to Eleanor Whitmore. The last entry was dated 3 days before her disappearance. It read, "The knocking has started again. It only happens when I'm alone. It knows my name now." I didn't understand what she meant. Not yet. But I would. I didn't sleep that night. Not because I was scared. But because the house wouldn't let me. At 2:03 a.m., my recorder turned on by itself. I hadn't touched it. The knocking begins. The sound was slow. Deliberate. Knock, knock, knock. Not from the door. Not from the walls. It was coming from beneath the floor. From the basement. Each knock was followed by something worse. A whisper. Low. Vet. Human, but wrong. Daniel. I froze. I had never said my name out loud in that house. Eleanor's second entry. My hands were shaking as I opened the diary again. I had missed several pages earlier. They were stuck together, darkened by something that looked like dried rust. Another entry read. It learned my schedule. It knocks when the neighbors are asleep. When I scream, it waits. That's when I realized something terrifying. Whatever was under the house was intelligent. The basement door changes. At 3:11 a.m., I checked the basement door again. This time, there was a handle. Old. Rusty. Turning slowly on its own. I stepped back. The knocking stopped. And then the whisper came again. You opened it once already. The hidden staircase. I didn't remember opening anything. But when I pressed against the basement wall, a section moved. Behind it was a narrow staircase spiraling downwards.
No lights.
No end visible. The air rising from below smelled like wet soil and decay. Eleanor's final pages were worse. The truth in ink. It doesn't live under the house. The house was built over it. I hear others down there now. They knock too. My recorder suddenly shut off. Complete silence. Then, a loud knock from directly behind me. Not from below. From the bedroom door. Someone was inside the house. Footsteps. Bare feet. Slow. Dragging. I held my breath as the handle turned. And then I heard her voice. The same voice from the diary. You shouldn't have read that. The door didn't open all the way. It stopped. As if whatever was on the other side wanted me to see it first. A pale hand slid through the gap. The fingers bent the wrong way. Eleanor was not human anymore. Her face appeared slowly. Skin stretched too tight. Eyes sunken, reflecting no light. But she was smiling. You hear them too now, don't you? Her mouth didn't move when she spoke. The sound came from everywhere. The truth about the house. I ran. Down the hallway. Into the living room. The floor collapsed beneath me. I fell into the basement. What lived below? The space wasn't a basement. It was a pit. Walls carved by hands. Hundreds of names scratched into the stone. Some fresh. Some decades old. And in the center, a hole. Deep. Breathing. The knocking came from inside it. Eleanor's fate. She stood at the edge of the pit. Her body twisted, unnatural. It needs voices, she said. I tried to leave. It kept me. That's when I understood. Eleanor didn't disappear. She was returned. The other voices. Hands reached up from the hole. Dozens. Maybe more. All whispering the same words. Stay. My recorder turned on one last time. And I screamed. I woke up on the forest road at dawn. Cold. Covered in mud. My recorder lying beside me, still recording. Hawthorne House was gone. Not burned. Not destroyed. Just, not there. The official explanation. The police report claimed I was found in a state of shock. They said. No house existed at that location. No records of Hawthorne House. No missing woman named Eleanor Whitmore. But the recorder told a different story. The final audio. At 4:44 a.m., a second voice appeared on the tape. Not mine. Not Eleanor's. A chorus. The house moves when it is full. Then silence. The last page. Weeks later, the diary arrived at my apartment. No return address. A new entry had been added, in my handwriting. I hear the knocking now. It followed me. Why I'm telling you this. If you ever find a house no one wants. If the walls seem to listen. If you hear knocking beneath the floor. Do not answer. Because the house doesn't trap people. It travels through them.